Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. So, the reason for making this video is because I have a friend who just started playing and he wants some tips. But I've also been teaching, I've taught a few plats and they've all kind of had the same thing that I need to teach them. So I thought I'll make the video and hopefully we can get started. So, whether you are in Platinum, wanting to rank up, or you just started the game, this should be for you. So when you load into the game, you're gonna go through a little tutorial. It's gonna force you to go through the cutscene and then play. It's gonna force you to play a game. Immediately, if you can, go to settings, go to camera, and change your camera controls. Make sure your camera shake is off, and then go through this list. This is my settings. Feel free to use them. If you want, you can go look at other pros and stuff and see what they use. Pretty much, field of view 110, distance to 60, height 110, angle -3, stiffness 0.9, swivel speed 3.9, transition 1.5. Demo transition time, I have no idea what this does. I think it's how quickly, I think it's when you get demoed, you see your car, and then it will put you where you need to be. So I think it's just how quick that thing your car is going to be. But things to remember is your stiffness is how far the camera is going to be um, from your car when you go do things. Swivel speed is when you use the right trigger to look around. You'll see how quick that is. So you can make this really quick or you can make this really slow using your swivel speed. That's what I'm using. Next, we're going to go to controls. And here's what I'll say. I'm going to give you my control layout. If you are new to the game, it is recommended to change your controls immediately and get used to them, and you'll have less trouble than if you aren't new to the game. If you were plat and you change your controls, it's going to take a long time for you to get back. Some people pick it up in a week. Some people it takes 3-4 weeks to do it, and in that time frame, you're not going to hit your aerials, you're not going to hit anything, and you're going to get confused. So with they're called blackout moments. So when you're used to doing something and then you change it up, it takes a while for your brain to realize the change. So you'll black out. Those blackout moments will be you screwing up all the time, and it can get really frustrating. But we're just gonna go to my controls, and I'll explain to you why I do them in as we go through. So all we're gonna do is change boost to right bumper, change power slide to left bumper, and change aero to left bumper. Now you might be like, but they're two different things. You can't power slide in the air. So this kind of works out really, really well. And then what I like to do is have aero right as B and aero left as X. And then I think your scoreboard will need to change too. So you can use the left button. Sorry. You can use the left button on your controller. I like to use the right thumbstick. That's just me. So play that game that forces you to play, and then when you're done and you're in the main menu, go play, training, replay, replay again, and then here you just want to pick your map, and you're gonna load into something called free play, where you play for free. And we're just gonna go through the basics right now. So right trigger forward, left trigger back. A is to jump. Right bumper is to boost. And left bumper is to power slide. So if I'm moving forward a bit, I'm pressing power slide. Okay? Just holding it down. Right? Now, here's some things you guys need to know. You can press A twice. So if I press A once, and then again, I double jump, pretty much, right? If I press A to jump, and I hold the thumbstick forward, and I press A again, it'll do a dodge. See? Really quick, double A. This is called a dodge. You can do forwards, you can do backwards, you can do sideways, right, left. The longer you hold A, the further up you'll jump. So this is a normal long press, and this is a normal press. So I'll look again. So normal, and then a little press. Actually, really close to the ground, really far from the ground. Right? All right. So one thing I missed, so I'm just going to input it here, is our second dodge. Right? So remember I said you can double jump, and you can use your double jump to dodge, you know? So that second jump has you have about 1.5 seconds, 1.25 to 1.5 seconds before you can't use it again. All right. So if I go on the wall and I jump 1, 2, and you see I can't use my thing. 1, 2. That was a horrible thing. 1, 2, and I can't use it. Okay, I can't use my second charge. But between that other time, so 1.5, I can use it. That makes sense, everyone? So 1.5, I can use it. Here's the fun thing. To reset it, all 4 wheels need to touch something. And if they do that, you pretty much have it for as long as you want. Okay? And I'll give you an example of what I mean. I'm going to go and I'm going to touch the roof. And I'm going to not jump off it. I'm going to just let it go. And you can see I can use it for as long as I want. So I touch the roof and look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can use it. All right? So that's how people get extra jumps when they do stuff like ball resets, where they go under the ball, touch it with all 4 of their tires, and then they can, whenever they want, they can jump again because they reset their jump. Cool? Hope that explains it. So, just again, so I jumped off the wall there. I jumped off the roof there, and I didn't have it. So you have 1.5 seconds to use your dodge again. Cool. And if you want to reset it, your wheels have to touch the ground. Yeah, your wheels have to touch the surface, all 4 of them at the same time. Right? If you just leave without doing anything, you can use it whenever you want. Hope that makes sense. And now we're going to talk about air roll. So air roll is going to be left bumper. Nothing happens when you're on the ground. Air roll rotates your car. And there's 3 types. The normal one, which is just the left bumper. And I'll show you this. When you're in the air, okay, I'm in the air. And now I'm going to hold the left bumper. And I'm going to show you what happens when I start moving the stick. So that's me just moving the stick. I can control the rotation of my car in the air. Cool. So that's the first one. This normal air roll, right, allows me to control the car in the air, wherever I want it to be. So that's amazing. Then we have air roll left, and that one is bound to X. So if I jump and hold left, hold X, you can just see the car's going to go right, left. Think left or right is simple. If I jump and press B, it's going to go right. And this will continually roll left and right. I can do the same thing, if I hold arrow and I go right, and I hold arrow and I go left, without using the buttons. Those are normally used for advanced mechanics, as if you directional arrow. And this is an advanced mechanic that I don't expect anyone to know, especially platinums. No. So what that does is allows me to rotate the car. So I'm going left and now I want to go right. No, it allows me to directionally change the position of the car and where I want it to go. And this is a hard mechanic to learn and to get used to, right? But it's not beginner friendly, and it's not something I would suggest you start doing. What I want you to focus on is just using your normal arrow when you're going up for things. And it's just, and we'll get into some drills about that. So those are basic controls. So we're going to talk about power slide. If I hold the power slide button and I turn around, it takes a long time to turn around. But if I hold it for half the duration, it's actually really quick. I'm always facing where I want to be. So this is the full one. Takes a bit longer. This is the half one. It's really quick. half and full. Right? So you just want to practice going a bit. You want to practice using half and just get a feel for it. And the last thing I didn't show you is the Y button, which is the top one on the Xbox controllers and on everything else. The Y button, you'll see on the bottom left side of my screen, it says ball cam. Press Y to toggle. Ball cam has the camera is always fixed on the ball. So see how the camera is always fixed on the ball? The ball is always inside. When I get off that by pressing Y, it is now free. There's no ball cam. It's not focused on the ball. And there's a little arrow on my car that signals where the ball is. Okay? A good tip into understanding when to use these features is you should always be looking at ball cam. And if the ball is over your head, you want to get off ball cam. If I am, let's say I'm going to go for boot. Let's say I'm doing something over here and I want to go, and I have to turn around. So I turn around, but I'm still looking at the ball and I need to go get boost. I need to figure out where I am. I can switch over. I can pick up the boost pads and then switch back. Right? Let's say I want to go for this boost pad here. I look at it. I switch back. So those are one way of doing it, of switching, knowing when to switch. Another way is if the ball is over your head, you'll see that there's a little circle underneath the ball. So let's just get this ball up for now. All right, ball's over my head. I'm switching. You can see how there's that circle, and it's going to always tell me where it's going to be. And the closer it is, the further the inner circle is out, the closer the ball is to the ground. That's another way of figuring it out. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to switch for now, and I can catch it because I know where it is. And that's another drill you can do, but we're not talking about that. So those are pretty much your basics when it comes to controls. Cool. So now we're going to talk about boost pads. And I'm just going to turn off my boost, make it standard. And I'm going to run out of boost. There are two types of ways to get boost. There are this way. So this is a mini. Minis give you 12. And it takes 4 seconds for them to come back on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay? They give you 12. The other one is this big, beautiful, juicy one. It gives you 100, and it takes 10 seconds for them to come back. I'm not going to count. It's going to take 10 seconds. All right? That's something good to know. So I'm going to go settings. I'm going to go back to unlimited boost, and I'm going to disable goal reset. And that means if I shoot a ball, it's not going to give me a replay. It's going to just keep the ball in play. I'll show you real quick. So let's just score real quick, and you see the ball will stay in play. It's not going to give me a replay. Okay? And now, when you know all that, there's one last thing, and that is supersonic. Supersonic is the fastest you'll ever be in Rocket League. When you're supersonic, your car can't get any faster, right? And the way to know is there's two things. There is a trail that will come out of both your tires, and there is specks of light, right? So let's just go over here, and you can see there's little specks of light on my screen, and there is a purple trail behind my car. Awesome. Now, when you go up for aerials, you won't see the trail, but you'll still see the specks of light. Okay? That's awesome. What you need to know is that any boost you use while in supersonic is when you're on the ground is redundant, and you're just wasting boost because you can't go any faster than this. What you can use boost though is, as you can see, I lost it there. I keep losing it. You can use boost to maintain it, right? And that is a drill in itself to learn when you're going to run out of it and how to get back at it. If you move a little bit and then use your dodge, you can get to supersonic quickly. So boost, I want to keep my dodge, and I can use dodge to help me maintain my supersonic, which I ended up losing. Now that I think you guys know enough, if I miss anything, let me know. Wow. Well, if I miss anything, let me know down below and we'll cover it. So here's the drill I want you guys to do. I want to talk you through it and then we're going to do it. It's going to progressively get better and better. So the first thing we're going to do is try to hit the ball. And see where that ball goes and how it works. The second thing we're going to try to do is increasing our speed using boost and just hitting it as fast and as hard as we can, going for everything. While we do all of that, we're going to look at where the ball is going to be, not where it is. And we're going to keep in mind on what the ball is going to do. Okay? So, just no boost at the moment. Just drive up and hit the ball. And then follow the ball for a bit and get used to that. Because if you are beginning, this is what you're going to need to learn. When you get to a point where you're comfortable, then you want to start thinking about where the ball is going to be. So the ball is going to the right, and I'm going to try and meet the ball. Right? So now I'm going to turn over here. The ball is going to the right. I'm going to try and meet the ball. Ball is going to the right. I'm going to try and meet the ball. Ball's going forward. It's going to bounce and come back down. I'm going to try to meet it. I can't. I'm going to slam my brakes and try to hit the ball. All right? And I'm going to show you why that's important in a sec. But to finish off the drill, you want to start adding your boost. You want to start trying to hit the ball. You want to use your dodge to try and get to where the ball's going. You want to try to hit it as fast as you can, as hard as you can. You want to go for everything, right? Everything. If the ball goes up high to a point where you can't reach it, fly for it. Because you're trying to build that awareness. You're trying to get used to your car and trying to figure things out. And it is good. In the next video, we'll talk about more mechanics and recoveries and stuff to worry about, and that's going to help you control your car even more. Right now, I just want you to try and practice. Go for things. See if you miss, see if you get it in. Boost crazy. You can also tap your boost and see what that does, right? And experiment. Build that awareness. So we're going to see where the ball is going to be, right? The ball here ended up being over here, right? This is why it's important to go where the ball is going to be, right? Because if I went to where the ball is going, where the ball is, I'll be over here. But I'm going to go to where the ball is going to be, and I can start to gain that awareness. And that's why it's important to do that, especially in your free play. Okay, you can practice those training maps. So you just want to go training, custom training. You want to go browse, and you want to go down, and you can have a practice on all these things. I like to do aerial shots pass, and if you press Y, you can save it, and then when you go favorites, it'll be there. You know, I like to do redirects as well. And that's about it for me. I hope this helped. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love. God bless.